Good evening, guys. Saurabh, are you there?
Good evening.
Good evening, Sarthak. So thank you everybody for coming to today's webinar. We appreciate that you've all logged in on time. However, a few more of our colleagues are still to join in. So I request that we will start this event in approximately 5 minutes. So thank you in advance for your patience, and we'll talk to you in 5 minutes. Thanks.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Sarthak.
Hi, sorry, I had some issues with my mic, so I rejoined.
No problem. I was suggesting we'll just wait for 5 minutes to allow some more people to join in.
Yeah, sure, no issues. We can probably talk to the people who have already joined. So
That
I
will
just
be
wanted
great.
to know.
That'll be fantastic. So Please, Sarthak, you can. So, gentlemen and ladies who are on the call, welcome to today's session on land deeds on blockchain as NFTs. Today we have a strategy speaker with us from Binance. So thank you, Sarthak. It's actually nice to see your face. So, so fantastic. Good evening to you. And um, Saurabh and me have made this group on WhatsApp for all the students and Spocks who are involved in enrolling into the Binance Ideathon. Some of them have logged in for this call. So for all of you who are on this call, I think this is a great opportunity for each of you to connect with Sarthak. Sarthak is one of the guys behind the Binance Ideathon and the ideas for the problem statements. So he's the right guy to speak to. So if you guys have questions till people log in, please feel free to ask. Or Sarthak, you could start by giving a brief about what we discussed in today's afternoon's call. Yes.
Yeah, all right, guys. So like we are very excited about this Ideathon because we do understand there's a lack of education initiatives around blockchain. People still don't understand what exactly blockchain is, what exactly crypto is. So we at Binance, our mission is to educate the audience on like in any way possible, in any capacity possible. We are doing our best to educate our audience about anything related to crypto, how to get started with blockchain and its potential, because this is the next biggest disruptive industry. Like everyone's switching to Web3, everyone's switching to crypto, everyone's building something on blockchain. So this industry will absorb tech as a whole in the next coming few years. And India is like is the largest tech hub in the world right now. We want to like help you guys with some of our education initiatives through this Ideathon, through our webinars that we do regularly on Binance Live. And we also have like various different projects that are going on right now that I'll speak about after we start the session formally, that we are doing in the South Asian region for people. Yeah, so what me and the team at I4C discussed today is that we are like very optimistic and we are like very excited that some ideas are already start have already started coming in, and we want you guys to just like this. We kept this ideathon very very simple. We don't want you to actually build a product. We just want you guys to think and just browse blockchain, browse crypto, and come up with ideas. We also have a wildcard entry. If you don't think the 10 problem statements that we have come up with are not like fulfilling whatever you think blockchain is capable of, you can suggest your own problem statement. You can give your own solution to that, and we are happy to accommodate you guys for the grand finale for that. And yeah, so we want you to submit as many ideas as possible. So we don't want you to restrict to just one single idea. If you think that you have more than one idea that you can submit in this ideathon, we are happy to accommodate you there. We are happy to help you there. If you have a team and you can work on multiple projects, if you think that there's 2 or 3 different problem statements that you want to work on, we are happy to give you a chance to actually show us your ideas. Yeah, I think that is what I wanted to convey before we start the webinar. We have some more information that we want to pass on. In the meanwhile, like, can you guys just give me a background, like, what is your understanding of blockchain and crypto at the moment? Just let me know in the chat box, like, how much do you know about blockchain? Is it just still related to Bitcoin, or do you have you deep dived into other concepts as well? And what is your willingness to learn more things? You can just type it in the chat, or you can just open your mic and let us know.
Perfect. So guys, please do ask questions. So I think Ishan is a developer. So Ishan, could you please tell us a bit more about what do you mean by developer? Do you want to become a blockchain developer or
Yes, yes.
yeah.
So no, we've actually in college, I've actually worked with blockchain products ranging from Solana, Polygon, and Ethereum. So one of the main questions I actually had with Binance is that given the fact that this is a non-tech ideathon,
Yeah.
The way I construct the, like say my team and I go ahead with giving an idea presentation, can we involve what technologies are we using and how we are planning to implement this on a larger scale?
Yeah, of course. I think that is the whole idea of an ideathon, that you have the flexibility. You can just have an idea. If you want to give more details about that, you are welcome to do that. And it's like better that you have a plan. You already know what technologies you want to use and how you want to build on that. That is, I think it's a really good plus if you have clarity on that concept.
And also, is it okay if we give ideas which we can't presently implement, or should it be something that is practically possible to implement in scalability terms?
So you can just let us know the brief idea and how or the timelines that you plan to build it on, because I do understand due to the lack of, because your team can maximum have like 4 members, and if you have like a really ambitious project, you'll need more help and you'll need more time and you'll need more resources, right? That is why we're here to help you guys on that front. So if you have a good strategy and if you have a good plan on how you want to develop, you just need to like give us the brief about the MVP, what is possible right now and what are your scope for future work.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thanks.
Thanks, Ishan. Anybody else, guys? Please feel free. We want to make this as interactive as possible. If there are no more questions, then Satak, I would suggest that let's start the session. And if you guys have any queries in between, you can pop up your hand and ask a question during the session. We'd be more than happy to stop it and answer your queries.
All right, guys. So let's begin. So the purpose of this webinar is we are going to talk about this problem statement and give you a brief overview about Binance. So let's just start. The agenda of this meeting is like we'll first discuss what is Binance, and then we'll discuss the topic of the webinar, land deeds on blockchain as NFTs. And in the end, we'll have a small Q&A session. If you have any queries related to what I covered in this webinar, you can ask me. If you have any other doubts related to Binance or related to any other problem statements as well, or related to the Ideathon, me and Deacon will be happy to cover that. So like most of you, like if you've heard about Binance, most of the people, they associate Binance with just a crypto exchange, but Binance is more than just a crypto exchange. It's a crypto ecosystem. We have a plethora of different products that are available within the app and also outside in terms of like some decentralized apps as well. So in our core app, we have like various functionalities, like for buying and selling, you have futures, options, spot margin, you have fiat gateways, you have P2P, OTC and convert, card, you have marketplace, mining pool. For passive income, you have earn, you have Binance Pay, you have for NFT experiences and fan experiences, you have fan token and NFT. These are the different products that we have. Apart from this, we have a bigger ecosystem. We have Binance Cloud. If you wanted to deploy an exchange in 2 days, you can just like go through Binance Cloud and get your exchange up and running in just a few days. You have Binance Broker if you want liquidity. Uh, you have Binance Access, Binance Widget, you have Binance Research, which actually gives you good insight on different coins, even the coins that are not listed on Binance. Binance Research offers you a good pathway on how to go about exploring and doing your own research before investing in anything. You have Binance Academy, which is currently the most extensive resource about anything related to crypto and blockchain. And Binance Academy does learn and earn campaigns on a regular basis. One is going on right now. It's a very simple interface. You can just go and you can start from zero to, and you can work your way up and learn everything there is to learn about coins, tokens, blockchain, NFTs, any crypto topic that is currently available. You'll find some resource on Binance Academy in a structured way to learn about that. You have Binance Charity. We recently helped Ukraine during the crisis, and like we do a lot of other charity initiatives as well. You have Binance Labs, you have Launchpad and Launchpool. Apart from this, you have Trust Wallet, which was like, if you've seen the news recently, it was one of the wallets that was selected by Instagram for their NFT integration. That will be that is starting to roll out in some markets. And you have Coin Market Cap, which is the go-to place for if you want to research about any coin, if you want to see its like what the coin is all about, right? So there's a lot of things in this entire ecosystem that you can explore. You don't even have to pay money. Most of these things are free to access, and you have a like a really good platform, which is the world's like the biggest exchange if you want to buy crypto or sell crypto. All right. Yeah. So we at Binance, we take investor education very. Sorry. Is anybody speaking?
No, please continue. Guys, please mute your phones or your
Yeah, we'll
laptops.
take a Q&A at the end of the session. So please just bear with us while we conduct the session. So yeah, I was talking about our investor education initiatives, and that we are doing right now in across South Asia. And so our theme is crypto for all. What Binance's mission is, we want to give access to everyone, regardless of their financial status, regardless of their social status. We want everybody to have an access to crypto and be in a position to make their own decisions, to do their own research, to be informed about any financial decisions that they're taking. We recently partnered with IIT Delhi's Cultural Fest, which is Rendezvous, which happened in Delhi. And we actually introduced blockchain during that fest, and we had NFT ticketing, we had certificates on the blockchain. In this fest, we also collaborated with Asia's largest science and tech fest, which is run by a college. It was in collaboration with IIT Bombay. We did a hackathon there as well. Binance Ideathon, which has been going on since March 15th. So the theme is blockchain for good. We want to incorporate ideas. The young minds, like such as yourself, have a lot of ideas related to blockchain, which we want to encourage. And we do understand that blockchain has a lot of potential in different avenues, which is justified by our problem statements that we have given. And we also have a wildcard entry, which I mentioned, that if you think any problem statement that we haven't covered in our 10 problem statements that we gave, you can suggest your own problem, you can create your own solution. And if the solution is good, if it matches our vision, we'll be happy to accommodate you in the winners list. We also have a Binance Campus Builders program, which is a education outreach program. Like it's an overlap of education outreach plus a student ambassador program. So we select people from various campuses across India, and we equip them with some basic with some blockchain courses, so that they can propagate this education to their peers, their friends in campus, and they can onboard them on our educational resources as well, so that they can learn themselves everything there is to learn about blockchain, crypto, and Web3. We like, if you don't understand anything about this, and if you are not very keen in reading stuff about blockchain, and it's like everything seems like jargon to you, we also have a podcast which is in Hindi, called Crypto Ki Dunya. We are also coming up with 6 more languages. uh, and this podcast covers the basic concepts of crypto in bite-sized content, so you can actually hear about the crypto topics that you hear about in like various social platforms or with your friends. And you, if you don't understand anything, you can just listen to this podcast. It only has 12 episodes for the first season, and it's a really compressed way of getting education about crypto and blockchain. And we also regularly update our community blogs, that so any new development that is happening in crypto or in Web3 or in blockchain, you'll find a Binance blog for it. So like we have covered the most recent articles, like why Binance embraces regulations. People do ask this question, that why is a crypto firm embracing regulations, because some people think it's counterproductive to the idea. like what is Web3? Is it the future of internet? CBDCs, like how can that adoption happen in India? How to calculate your taxes? This is a really hot topic lately. And metaverse, you must have heard metaverse recently from a friend, from any social media, from Facebook, which renamed to Meta. So many people are wondering what the metaverse is and how it can actually redefine life. So we have covered various blogs, uh, and all of these blog topics come directly from the community. People are in our community, they ask questions, they are confused about certain topics. We take their feedback and we convert it into blogs and post it regularly. Now, let's get on to this. Like, I have a question to ask Deacon before we proceed. So I just want to ask our audience, what is the primary field of disputes that are currently pending in the judicial courts of India at the moment? Like what is the major chunk of disputes that are present? Anybody wants to like answer this? We'll take some questions in the chat box. Brownie points for people who are answering this. Please, guys, anything.
Come on, guys, be interactive.
Yeah, please. Like being wrong is not a problem. You can just throw out. I don't expect you guys to know the right answer for this. I also didn't know this a couple months ago. So it's not a really big deal. So I think there's no answers for this. Never mind. We'll just move on to the answer. Land related disputes, and the number is huge. So according to estimations, approximately 2/3 of all pending court cases in India right now are related to land disputes, because India, like number one, it has a lot of land. It has a lack of proper infrastructure to accommodate like a proper interaction with technology to integrate and to actually get the land records uploaded on the internet or on a set database that everyone can access. Due to this, approximately 66% of all pending cases in India are related to land disputes. So this is a very big field where blockchain can actually come in and help as a potential solution. And since we're talking about this problem statement, I just like you must have gone through what the problem statement exactly is. So we want you guys to come up with ideas on how we can integrate land deeds and put it on the blockchain as NFTs. Now, you must be thinking that NFTs, like some people do think that, oh, I see some people did give the answer property and real estate. So kudos to you guys. You were right. And yeah, so I was saying that like NFTs have a huge potential, right? Because NFT is not just related to art. It's not just a JPEG that can be put online. NFTs can be verifiable on the blockchain, and NFTs are anything that is non-fungible, right? So it can be art, it can be audio, it can be videos, it can have a utility. Let's just say that you are a content creator on YouTube and you're just starting out with your content career, right? You only have 1,000 followers, but you have really ambitious plans. You've left your job, you are continuing this content creator path, and you want to be successful in this, and you do think that you will have value in the future if you post regular content, right? And what makes you a good content creator? A good content creator will be made through its community. Unless you have fans, unless you have a community, nobody will want to watch your content unless you've built that reputation within the community, right? You want to incentivize your early adopters, your early community, and you promise your community that when you get big, when you have like 100K followers, you will be giving back to your first 1,000 followers, because they believed in you, they supported you through your journey, and they encouraged you to make regular content, right? NFTs can come in. You can offer utility NFTs. You can just lease out NFTs that these 1,000 peoples, I airdrop them some NFTs that when I get 100K followers, I will have a meet and greet session with them. I will give a shout out to them. I will have parties with them. I'll share some revenue with them. It can be any sort of a thing. You can have some smart contracts built into NFTs, which have a revenue share. So you can actually incentivize anything. You can actually tag utility to anything. And coming on to land deeds, you can actually put all of your user metadata, all of the registry data, all of the agreements on the blockchain as NFTs, and have a whole framework that integrates these NFTs and verifies the proof of ownership using blockchain. So I assume that most of you must know what hashing is and how hashing works. You can just, like, if you want to protect your data, and you can just hash your data and broadcast it on the public or private blockchain. Like, these are the potential solutions that you can probably use in your, when you're submitting your idea. And you can use that data, you can create a hash out of it. The data can include anything from the owner details, the date of registry, what all because in India, like, if we just specifically talk about India, you have a lot of documents that can verify the proof of ownership for property, right? You have tax receipts, you have land tax receipts, you have land registry details, you have, like, your land doesn't need to be registered in order for you to own the land, so you have ownership details. So you have some transfer receipts as well. So you have multiple documents that actually verify that this person is the owner, and that actually creates confusion. All of that can be put into a hash. You can actually create just one land deed NFT and get the metadata recorded in a hash. That hash can be the name of the NFT, or like whatever you want it to be. And that NFT can contain all of the particular data inside it, and you can actually keep it public or private depending on how you want to execute it. So if you want to build a tool that is only helping out private companies, or you want to charge authorities and governments for leasing out your software or your tool, you can simply create a private blockchain that is not available for everyone to view, but only to the people who have access to that. And you can probably create a framework with specific dashboards for authorities who can fetch queries through a front end using APIs, and they can just get the ownership details, and it can solve a lot of problems, from proof of ownership to transfer of ownership to verifying that ownership in dispute cases. So it has a lot of different functionalities. Moreover, you must have seen that if somebody unfortunately passes away, they don't have a proper will, right? There are many land disputes that the sons or the daughters, they fight within themselves that I should get the bigger share, I should get the bigger share. And like, that really creates some cracks in families. That also creates a lot of the major chunk of the court case that we have right now. We can have a multi-sig custody solution for these problems. So how a multi-sig actually works is, instead of one person having the entire ownership, I'll draw a parallel in the Web3 sense to this problem. uh, Assume that one person has all of the property details, and they have all of those paperwork with them, right? This is the parallel of you owning your private keys to your Web3 wallet, your crypto wallet, and you only having access to that. If mistakenly you sort of lose your seed phrase, your private keys, then you lose the access to your funds. Same way, if you lose the proof of ownership of your paperwork of your land deeds, then you lose the authority to actually, then you have to go through disputes, then you have to go through court cases, and in event of somebody passing on in unfortunate circumstances, then that your crypto or your land deeds or your paperwork can't be passed on, like, because it will create disputes if you don't have a clear will, or you don't have a clear smart contract that after this certain time, my money or my land will go to these people, right? Now, for this, you can have multi-sig custody solutions. So multi-sig actually works in a way that imagine a locker which has two keyholes, and you have three keys. One key is with a custody solution firm, one key is with you, one key is with one of the trusted partner or the counterparty. So how this can actually help people is, in the event of somebody passing on, and if their land deeds are stored in a multi-sig custody solution, the centralized company or the smart contract that is managing the multi-sig will have one key. One key will be with the person who has passed on, but the lock only needs two keys to be accessible. So the other person that you have nominated as your successor can actually access that. And in terms of if you want to sell your property, multisig can actually help you to get the exact deliverables or monetary amount that you agreed upon from the other counterparty, so that they can give you. So imagine a centralized authority or a smart contract that is the multisig. They have one key, and when all of the transfers have been done, like the buying party has transferred all of the funds to the selling party, then only the transaction is complete, and then only the land deeds will be transferred to the other account. But it will require two keys out of three. So the other person can't cheat you without the third party being involved, and the third party will be, in this case, a smart contract or a centralized authority that will have an overview over both parties, and it will be a more fair mechanism that we have right now. And on top of that, you can actually have a search feature. This was very interesting. I was just going through the current ideas that are currently existing for these kind of problems. So I saw that some project has already come up with a search feature as well. So imagine you're in a neighborhood, you want to see and you meet a broker. You only know the property prices through the broker, right? So if a broker gives you a premium, they tell you every property is at a 50% premium, you will believe that because you only have one source to verify that data. But imagine since you've already put all of your land deeds on the blockchain, and you go and you can actually search a neighborhood, you can see what properties are being listed right now, you can see the previous data and the prices that these properties were selling on. You can get an idea about the current market price of all of these properties. So there's a lot of things that you can actually improvise on. So these are just some suggestions. You can, of course, you have more authority to feel free to like implement any new features. These are features that just came to my mind. You can, if you have something more creative, we'll be happy to consider that, and you'll get brownie points for that as well, because that is what we want. We want ideas to splurge out of you guys. We want you guys to be creative. You can just, since you are young, you are learning about blockchain and crypto actively, you must have some ideas on how you can improvise on the solution. So yeah, but like before we proceed, so you must be asking, like, why do we need blockchain to actually put all of the data online? Why can't we just use a web2 portal or any current services or framework that we have right now? Right, so number one is transparency. So the number, like, whenever you talk about blockchain, you can't really skip out the transparency part. Everything is verifiable, everything is there on the blockchain, everything is broadcasted on the blockchain, and it is verified through the consensus mechanisms, and everything is immutable. Nothing that has happened in the past can be changed at a later point of time unless you control the entire, like the majority of the network, which is very rare in like when you talk about the top blockchains like Binance, you talk about Ethereum, you talk about Bitcoin. So these networks have been online for a like a long period of time, and they've had really high up rates. So they've not been down for quite a while. If you just skip out what happened with BAYC, and yeah, can you just let me know if my which of my tabs is present, because I want to show you an example of an explorer. Let me just reshare my screen. Just give me 1 second. Mhm.
Sarthak, you're not audible.
Am I audible now?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just new to this tool. Yeah, so I was saying that this is the Bitcoin Explorer. You can actually see everything that is happening on the Bitcoin blockchain at the moment. And in order to access anything in Web3, you only need to have an internet connection and you only need to create a wallet. You can, and to explore this Explorer, you don't even need that. You can just simply search. You can simply click on transactions. You can see this is a transaction that has happened. Its hash is this. Its data is protected by this hash, and this is the wallet that sent 1.49 BTC to these two different wallets. And this transaction was first broadcasted to Bitcoin network on this day, this time. So everything is time stamped. And the current value, you can also see the current value of this transaction. You can see the status of this. You can see the received time of this. You can see the size of this. Uh, so everything is actually available to be seen on the blockchain. And when the receiver actually receives this, uh, uh, when the receiver actually receives this transaction, so their wallet will be updated and they can see the updated wallet balance. And the blockchain will be, when the transaction is accepted into the blockchain, then, sorry, can you please mute your mic? There's a lot of, yeah. All right, this is better. Yeah, so you can actually see the updated wallet balance when the receiver has received the transaction, right? So a lot of things that you can do, and you see the data of this block is actually hidden through this hash, right? So everything, because you can't decode this hash without having the private key, so it's just a one-way transaction. You'll need to have really high computational power to actually understand uh, what has been included in this transaction. So you have some sort of you know, you have a choice to add some more data in terms of the land registry data, if you are talking about the subject and topic. And you can actually broadcast that to the entire blockchain to make it more secure. I'll switch out my tab again now. Let me just reshare my screen. Mm.
Sarthak, you're muted.
Whenever I share my screen, so it just mutes me for some reason. Sorry, I'll just uh, repeat this part. So custody, I already spoke about this in the previous slide. You'll, when you're not present anymore, or you have lost your deeds, you can actually verify your data through a multi-sig solution. You can have nominees already uh, with access in case you're not present anymore. In terms of security, obviously the data is more secure if you're using hashes to actually encrypt this, or if you're using a private blockchain, the data will be only visible to people who have front-end access to certain queries. And availability, so every data can be, like, the data that you actually want to broadcast can be available. Like the search feature I mentioned, you can actually go ahead and see everything that is happening on these land registries and everything that is happening on these land deeds. You'll get an idea on what the market is like, what the ownership details are like. So this has already been like really well implemented in some metaverse projects, because they have some land parcels, and metaverse land is really expensive right now. Not as expensive as actual land, but still pretty close. So I'll give you a brief idea on how this is being implemented currently in the metaverse. This is a project called Sandbox. Sandbox actually allows you to have experiences in the metaverse. This is the land structure. You see there are a lot of land parcels of different sizes. You have a lot of these projects who have bought out this land. You'll see Binance as well. Binance has this land, and you can actually get to know about every little detail about this land. Let's just click on this land, so you'll get an idea what this land is about. Sorry. Yeah, so this land is owned by Game5. This has redirected me to the website as well. They are saying they have a lot of land. Contact us if you want to build experiences. You have Azuki, which is a NFT project, NFT PFP project. So these are some of the Azukis. And take the red bean, view the collection at our gallery. They have built a virtual gallery, I believe. Here, this is the location of the land, and you can actually buy this land if you click on view lands here, and this will redirect you to OpenSea, which is a NFT platform. So this is how the actual current land deeds can also be visualized. So this is just giving you guys an idea what the future scope of this can be. Imagine you want to buy a new house in a neighborhood. You can just simply click and see what the market value of this land was. You can see this on the, you can see the network. So instead of this network, if there is ownership details of this, that who owns this land, or what was the previous owner details of this land. And this can be actually converted into a tool if you want to sell out your IP through uh, as if you want to build a software around this, or a dApp around this, and you want to sell that, you can actually just give some restricted access to people. You can probably sell subscriptions. You can have people who only have your subscription bot to be able to access all of these details if they are looking for new lands in the area. So it's a better version of the current uh, apps that we have for property listings, because uh, honestly, like, I've used them. It's just, they just redirect you again and again to talk to a broker. So it's sort of the old mechanic as well. But you can probably improvise on this, and you can use blockchain to create a better ecosystem, right? Yeah, so I think that was it from my side. We'll take questions if anybody has any questions. We'll be taking up questions now, since this is just a brief idea, so you don't have to follow it by the book or follow it at all. I would recommend you guys to be creative, to actually come up with newer ideas, to actually think outside the box, and how we can integrate crypto and blockchain, and use NFTs as a better version of the current land deeds that we have. All right. Do we have any questions from the audience related to this, or related to Binance, or related to the Ideathon?
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, hi. So actually, I had a question related to Binance. So, do you all provide internships in India?
So we have a careers page. You can just simply Google Binance careers, and there's a plethora of different jobs and internships that are currently open. You can apply to that.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything else?
Hello.
Yeah.
Uh, can you provide a complete roadmap of how to learn about blockchain?
Okay. Cool. So I will just give you. I will just, let me just stop sharing the screen and share a different screen. I'll just give you, if you have, if you don't know where to start in crypto and blockchain. So this is a very extensive resource actually to understand about crypto and blockchain. This is Binance Academy. You see, I haven't logged in, I haven't registered, but I still can access this. So if you are a beginner, right, and you want to learn about any of these topics, crypto, blockchain, trading, investing, privacy, let's just say I want to learn everything about blockchain, right? This has a very good resource, and it gets you started from the actual beginner courses. You can actually select your levels where you want to start from. What is a blockchain So it provides you everything in a very systematic manner. It starts with what is a blockchain, is that it, or what are the future scope, like what exactly is this. Then you have the next topics, you just follow this, you have everything here customized for you. You have table of contents, you can learn about proof of stake, proof of work, how blockchains work, other consensus algorithms if you want to learn about those in details. And it actually shows you a progress bar once you are reading through all of these blogs, right? And you can just simply select the next link, learn about the next topic, and you see there are different topics where you can start. If you click on start here, and if you want to learn about trading or investing, let's just click investing. It has, again, it has a lot of resources, and you just need to follow the links to understand everything about it. They'll actually show you in a systematic manner where you need to go after this. And if you have any questions, you can actually discuss them with the community as well. If you have any doubts about any particular term, let's say you don't know what technical analysis is or what risk management is, so it just redirects you to another blog article on explaining risk management, right? So you can probably access this if you want to learn about crypto. I would not recommend anything that is a paid course, because there are plenty of free courses available that you can actually use to learn everything about crypto and blockchain. If you want to learn the very basics, we recently did a webinar. I'll just share that link in the chat box. We did a crypto for all webinar where we had like three influencers who gave the basic idea on what crypto and blockchain is and how to get started with it. So I'll just quickly share this in the chat box. So you can actually go and see the recording. It's not live anymore. We also gave out rewards for 1 BTC and 4 BNB for people who were actively participating. So this can cover the basics. And if you want to move on to advanced topics, I would recommend Binance Academy. And I would actually recommend you guys to follow Binance Academy very closely, because there's currently a learn and earn campaign also going on. So you actually can get paid to actually learn about these articles. There's articles given, then there's a quiz, and if you pass that quiz, you get a prefixed amount of crypto. So Binance Academy does that on a regular basis. So I'd advise you guys to watch the space. Any other questions?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, hi Siddhant. You can also type in your answer if your mic has because
You can put it in chat box.
Yeah, we'll read out your question from there. Meanwhile, while he's typing, so anybody else, if you have any questions, you can. Yeah, so is Sandbox having a limited land? Yeah, so they did different batches of sales for land parcels, and they have an upper limit on the number of land parcels they have shipped out till now. So yeah, like if that answers your question, they do have limited land. It's not infinite. You can only build on certain uh, parcels which have already been sold. But there are other metaverse projects as well. They also offer land. They have different land sales. You can participate in one if you're keen to buy land in the metaverse. Any other questions? how to be a campus builder. So we have batches for our campus builder program. You can actually apply, you can search for, I'll just drop the link here, and you can actually apply through this Google form. You can, then your application will be seen and you will be sent a basic course. So we did 3 batches up till now. We'll be starting a 4th batch sometime end of this month or next month. And you can actually apply through this. We'll give you a beginner course to start with, and you need to learn about crypto and blockchain, pass a test, and the best applications from the people who have passed the test and who have scored well, they will be reached out to be a campus builder for their campus. Any other questions?
Okay, guys, if you have any questions which you want to redirect to Sarthak, okay. To be a Binance intern.
Like we have another question from Ishan. If we have already filled it, will it still be considered? So yeah, so if you've already applied and we haven't reached out to you, so probably wait for batch 4 till we start it out, and we'll contact you. And of course, it will be considered if you've already applied. How to be a Binance intern? Again, so there's a careers page on the Binance website. You can just go there. You can look at the different roles and internships or full-time roles that are open currently, and you can apply if that fits your whatever you want to do in this ecosystem, right?
Guys, I think what you need to do right now, most important, instead of asking Sarthak for how to become intern, I think you need to impress Binance with your good ideas. Because as you can see in the FAQs and the brochure, we have categorically mentioned that everybody who's got a good idea can have the opportunity to present it to the CXO of Binance. It doesn't get bigger than that, guys. So forget
Exactly.
about internship. If you can
You can
impress
get-
Binance, you can get a job also.
I applied for Binance Angel. Yeah, so Binance Angel is like we get a lot of applications for this, and so if we haven't reached out to you yet, we'll let you know, because it's on a rolling basis. We don't even have a lot of openings for Binance Angels at all time. So it's really hard to get in as well. So you need to understand about all of Binance products in depth. You also need to have a really nice work ethic, and you need to be an involved member of the community to be accepted as a Binance Angel. The Binance Angel program, just FYI, it was started by our CEO himself, CZ. So, and BNB chain, if you see that in Bitcoin network, the least amount of uh, the least amount of Bitcoin that you can buy is denoted in Satoshi, right? And in BNB chain, the least amount of BNB that you can buy is called 1 Jagger. Jagger was our first Binance Angel. So that is a fun fact that many people don't know. And that is how important the Binance Angel program is to Binance, because the angels are actually a voice of the community. They echo everything that is the feedback that the community gives. And since Binance is very user focused, we actually try to implement those ideas into our products and improve on how we can better cater our users and customers. Yeah. And I want to reiterate what Deacon just said. So if your idea is very creative, if it's aligning with our mission and our goals on what we want to do as a company. So there are like many branches of Binance ecosystem that can actually incorporate your idea. BNB chain invests in a lot of different startups and different projects. You can actually get funding, like decently sized funding for your project. So that is more lucrative than being a Binance intern. Why do you want to be an intern if you can just get a, like, if you can build on a really good idea, that is completely yours. You can get the strategic and the monetary help from Binance or from BNB chain. And yeah, like, it's better to do that than being an intern, right?
Absolutely fantastic. Any more questions if you guys have, you can write into Saurabh or me. You can even put it up on the WhatsApp chat and we'll redirect it to Sarthak. I want to say thank you to Sarthak because I think today was one of the most interactive sessions we had. We'll try to get Sarthak for one more webinar again. Thank you, Sarthak, for your time. Thanks to everybody. But before we go, I think there's one message we want to send. Please start submitting your ideas if you haven't already. One team can submit multiple ideas. So submit as many ideas as possible because you don't know which is the one which will take you to the finals. And as Sarthak has said, Binance is watching this event very keenly. I think it's very clear that Binance wants to reward people with good ideas, good innovative thoughts, which are good go-to-market strategies, and will even look at funding the best winners. So, guys, this is an opportunity for all of you to become entrepreneurs, all of you to become innovators, and blockchain enthusiasts. So, with that, again, Sarthak, thank you so much. Thank you, Saurabh, for setting up this event, and thank you everybody for being on this call today. And please reach out to us if you want to connect to Sarthak, and we will definitely get your message across to him. Thanks, Sarthak.
Thank you, Deacon. Thank you for hosting me. Thank you guys for participating. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yes, sir.
You all.